Okay, today we will be doing a formal analysis of the Last Judgement, beginning with a description. This is a two-dimensional fresco painting. It was painted on the wall of the Sistine Chapel, specifically the wall adjacent to the altar. The ceiling is roughly 45 by 40 feet, with an area of 1,800 square feet. Michelangelo used the elements of design as following. For line, you can see implied line in the extended limbs and movements of the figures. There is line found bordering the levels and halves of the sky, ultimately creating sectors of likewise activity. As for shape, organic shape can be seen throughout this piece, particularly in the musculature of the many figures. The positioning of each figure is different, but the muscled physique of the human body is used universally. As for color, color is used widely throughout this painting, especially to convey meaning. As the eye moves up the painting, the colors become brighter, and the opposite can be said when moving the eye downward. Value and shading is used to accentuate the muscles of the figures, as well as to imply to the reader what their role is in the artwork. Many of the creatures from hell have a dimmed color scheme and widely pull people toward the darkness of the underworld. One of the most notable aspects of this painting is the way it was rendered. Michelangelo smoothly blended a majority of the figures, but left much of the sky textured. Moving on to analysis. Unity can be seen through the use of the nude human figure and variety in the many different positions they are posed in. However, there is an imbalance between the two, as the painting seems rather chaotic. This is fitting for the subject nonetheless. The primary emphasis of this piece is on Jesus Christ, located in the center of the piece. While equally as important to the story of this scene, the many figures surrounding Christ are the subordination. Many of the figures' poses direct the eye toward the subsectors of this painting, like heaven above Christ and hell below him. Repetition is most clearly seen in the use of the nude figure, whereas rhythm can be seen in the directional poses of the figures as they rise upward, gesture, and clamor around Christ, or are pushed and pulled towards hell. Contrast can be seen in the illuminated space around Christ and the dark spaces representing hell below him. Overall, there is a balance due to the consistent use of human figures and varying degrees of space between them. The proportions of the figures are used to portray power or importance. This is why Christ, the angels, and all the saints seem to be larger or more prominent than the humans. As for scale, the painting is not an actual representation of the size of a human. Next, interpretation. The Last Judgement uses the elements of design and Michelangelo's skill in representing the anatomy of the human figure to portray the moment fate of humanity is determined. This fresco painting was relevant to the Renaissance ideas and the focus on the church. The work was criticized for the nudity, and Michelangelo was accused of focusing on the beauty of his work more than the meaning it was supposed to imply. On the contrary, this artwork provokes thought on morality and the importance of salvation. My evaluation. I found this work captivating and truly unique. Michelangelo portrays the human body so masterfully and in so many ways that the piece is hard to absorb in one glance. I enjoyed taking time to analyze each part of this scene, following the narrative depicted with movement and expressive figures. The depth of detail continues to impress me. Aside from physical beauty, this piece carries great moral and religious value and was strategically placed over the Sistine Chapel's altar. The Last Judgment was intended to move the viewer's heart to strengthening their faith and becoming a better person. I greatly admire this piece and the message it shares through its beauty. That concludes my first formal analysis.